Hey everybody, this is Let's Vamonos, live stream your deals. Let's see if we're live. We're gonna check, make sure we're gonna be live on IG, YouTube, and Facebook if you're watching this live right now. So, but we appreciate everybody that is, oh, I see us. We're live. Yay!
It's official.
It's official, yes. But we are super excited today. And if those that don't know, this is Let's Vamonos Network, and this is a live stream your deals episode. Today is March 10th,
I think.
March 10th. And we have a special guest today, which is Janet Martinez, who is here with Piel Canela Leather Artisans. And we're super excited to share all the things that she's doing. As a reminder, we're also here at 2808 Caroline Sesh Co-working Space, where you can come and also co-work, entrepreneur, network, all the things.
Yeah.
Get a headshot.
It's a nice space.
Do podcasting.
Yeah.
So we're super excited. And we've got a new setup today. So as y'all know, I'm always trying something new. I'm always going out of my comfort zone. And Janet's going to be our guinea pig today.
Also coming out of our comfort zone.
Yes, I love that. So appreciate it. But just as a reminder, wherever you're watching this live stream, please like, share, and follow. And then also share this with an amiga or a primo or prima that wants to learn more about small businesses here in the Houston community.
La comadre.
Yes. And then also like in the sense of like, drop a comment. We want to hear from y'all. We want to see what y'all are up to. So we just appreciate all those that are going to be coming on. We know it's rodeo though.
Yep.
So we are fighting against some of that, but
That's
no
right.
worries. You can always watch this live after it's over as well at your convenience. So thank you so much, Janet.
Yeah,
thank
you for having
for
me.
coming and being a part of this. And
Absolutely.
we kind of started a little late, but that's okay.
It's okay.
I told Jack, I was like, we do Mexican time here. So no worries, but tell us a little introduction of yourself, of who you are, and just share a little bit, and then we can talk about, I love sharing about how we met, and then all these wonderful, beautiful bags that are here as well. We'll share with the community as well where we can find that.
Of
but
course.
Share a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. So my name is Janet Martinez, and we are Piel Canela Artisan Leather, along with my husband, Pablo Castillo. It was actually his idea to start the business, to be honest with you.
So he should be here then.
Yeah, he should be here, but
shame on him.
He's a super shy person. He's like, babe, you go do you go do it. You rep as well, and
yeah,
let's do that. So yeah, it was his idea. It all came from, we love to travel to Mexico. And we thought, hey, what a better way to bring that here.
Right.
You know, not everybody has the opportunity to either go back home or, you know, just no time or for whatever reason, they don't go to Mexico. So we're like, oh, that would be great to bring some of that here and to share with everybody, to see what our culture is about and what, you know, some of the beauty of the work that the artisans over there do. So yeah, we went ahead and did the investment and started actually about a year ago in March. Exactly around this time. So yeah, we started selling at markets, and then just slowly but surely started, you know, posting on Instagram. I just kind of lean toward more Instagram for some reason. Obviously, I have we both have full-time jobs.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to balance it, but Instagram has kind of been my most, the social media that I use most to kind of promote ourselves. And then about November of last year, we got introduced to Painted Tree Boutiques.
Yeah.
And so we went ahead and opened a booth over at Painted Tree Boutiques at the Champions location in Cyprus. And so we did well there. And by word of mouth, actually, somebody referred us to Cinco Ranch and said, hey, do you want to share a space with us at Cinco Ranch? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. So we're just now opening Cinco Ranch. We haven't finished setting it up there yet. But yeah, that's where we're at right now, actually.
Well, I love the vibes that you're bringing, because you've got your rodeo gear on. I was like, I don't really have any rodeo gear. I was like, let me bring my Mexican, you know, because you're bringing the artisan leather. So I was like, I'm going to bring my Mexican culture.
I said I had to bring the hat. Listen, we just got back from Mexico, and I went to my plaza and I bought this. I'm like, you know what? I'm wearing it.
Oh, no, you look perfect. Like, stunning. The fit is great, and I love it. And I love the passion that you have for the leather artisans and for our culture and just all of the work that's done. There's so many people that don't realize like how much goes behind a lot of these products.
Yeah.
And so when you buy these particular at artisan leather goods, it's not just another bag, right? Somebody put somebody learned and crafted their skill to be able to do this.
Exactly. It's very unique. It's obviously you're not going to find something very similar. Maybe similar, but not exactly like the bag that you're buying. So it's for sure, gonna be super unique. Not everybody. You're not gonna see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always like to share when I bring on the guests, I always like to kind of share a little bit of background story about, how we connected. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I don't just have anybody and everybody on here. You got to be asked. You got to be asked. You cannot pay to be on here. And you have to be able to, connect with me and reach out. Some people reach out. That's okay. I still have to ask you. So, but let's talk about how we met. So, this is what I remember.
Yeah.
Let me know if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I believe the first time we met was at a market or an event that was at was it with Enchanted Dreams or
it was.
Okay.
Yep, that was the very first time.
But it wasn't our event. It wasn't my event, was it?
Yeah, it was Las Meras Meras.
Okay, was the Las Meras Meras?
It was at Las Meras Meras. Yep.
Okay, but I think I saw you somewhere else.
It was another event, and I think it was at oh no, you know what? I can't remember.
What was it?
It was inside. It was a venue.
It was a venue. Inside.
It was inside.
Oh, was it the Latina Nutcracker Market?
It was.
Janet, you need to stay closer to the mic. Oh, sorry. So we can hear you. We've got the mic people on us, but thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, so it was Latina Nutcracker Market.
It was the Latina Nutcracker
Which
Market.
was our first annual, which was hosted by the beautiful Glamour House Studios, and also Melissa with Meet Hidden Gems, and I got to be a contributor as well, and then Houston Latina Collaborative as well. Yeah. So that was a beautiful market.
Yeah, it was
so
big.
Much fun.
Yeah.
And so, that's how. And I always like to find new vendors and new small businesses doing things that are a little bit out of the box, something that's a little bit more, unique to our culture.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I picked you for Las Meras Meras, because I was like, there's not a lot of people who do this.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's one of the things that we kind of been noticing is that not a lot of people have the kind of product that we've brought. And that's exciting to us because it's like, oh my God, nobody knows about this. Let's share a way.
Yeah.
And so, we were super excited.
Well, tell us as far as the future for Piel Canela Artisan Leather. Tell us the future, because you just came back from Mexico.
We did.
So are you able to share just yet? Do you want to share?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to share. I'm super excited. We just, with the whole reason we went to Mexico was because as many of our customers know, they walk in and they're like, oh, this stuff is from Guanajuato. We know this stuff is from Guanajuato. And we're like, yeah, we used to not want to say where it's from because we're like, oh, they're going to say, no, it's cheaper over there or whatever, Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of peeps, mucha raza from Guanajuato. So, and I was like, babe, it doesn't matter. It's from Guanajuato. Why not? We have to be proud of where we get our products from. We want to show everybody, again, our culture, where it's made and how it's made and stuff. So,
because not everybody can go, on a trip to Mexico and go buy some leather goods.
Exactly. And so,
at least I can't. I still need my passport, y'all.
No, so we went and there's an event that happens every year, I think maybe twice a year over in Guanajuato, where obviously artisans come and they showcase their the items that they make, and we went and we saw and we thought about it and we're like, you know what, let's start off small. Let's buy a couple of products, let's take it back and let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, I'm in HR. I go in at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning sometimes and don't come out till 6:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30 the latest.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, where am I going to find time? And then weekends are your weekends.
Right. You want to have fun.
We used to be the people where we're like, oh, where are there markets this weekend? Let's go check it out, and
go support the community,
exactly.
Especially when the weather's nice.
Exactly. And so now we're like, hey, there's markets here. Come on, come support. We'll be here. Come do it.
So now you're on the other side.
So now we're on the other side. Now we're on the other side. And so
I see Kelsey, you're watching. Thank you so much for joining us, Kelsey.
Thanks.
We see you. Drop a line, say hello, send us some hearts. The algorithm likes the hearts, so send us some hearts.
Yeah. And so we went last year and we brought some back, and then just throughout the year as we were ordering more and more and more, we're like, you know what, let's go back and let's see what it's, if we can actually like have them make it with like our own brand, right? We want these purses branded with our name, Piel Canela, and let's go see what we can do. And it had already been in the works. We were messaging back and forth with the company that makes some of the purses, and we're like, hey, well, what is it? What do we need? What do we have to do to move forward with this?
Yeah.
And so that's what we went back for. We went back this year, and we're like, okay, let's do this. This is what we want. We showed them a product, and we said, look, this is kind of what we want. Can we put our name on this? Can you make this? And they said, yeah, we can. You tell us what you want, and we got it.
Yeah.
And so soon, hopefully within maybe 3 weeks, we'll be having some a full line of Piel Canela two different models, Piel Canela bags, and we're looking into like starting to incorporate more leather items, such as like belts, because we know a lot of people are like, hey, do you guys have belts?
Yeah.
Are you guys going to sell any boots anytime soon? And it's hard to compete, because I know there's like just really, really successful companies, especially right now going on. And so it's like, I don't know.
Well, it's never about competing, right?
Yeah.
There's always room for everybody. Yeah. And for those that are on, I do see some more people that have hopped on. Hello, Pugacito and Co. Thank you so much for joining it with us. They're another small business. And to Virtual Media, thank you so much for joining with us. Again, send us some hearts, send us some love. Like I said, the algorithm loves it, y'all. Yeah. That's a tip, a small business tip just from me to you regarding lives. So, but yeah, there's always room for everybody. Yeah. There's room for everybody to grow, room for everybody to meet that customer's needs, right? Mm-hmm. So I think your story right now, what you're sharing about being able to create Piel Canela Artisan Leather as your own official brand and making it, yes, you can go and go get the bags in Guanajuato, but making it your own and saying, hey, that's really special, and it's super inspiring. Yeah. Because not everybody thinks like that, right? Everybody wants to just resell. And you kind of have to set yourself apart these days because because the market tends to get bigger, and then also it's all about putting what's special about what Janet and your husband bring to the table, right? Versus just, we just go to Mexico, right? So I appreciate that.
No, essentially at the end of the day, our everybody's dream is to obviously, be financial freedom, right? Yeah. Is to be able to, so hopefully this will become bigger than, what we thought it would become. But essentially we don't want to work. Yeah. We want to be able to work at what we love.
What you love.
Yeah, exactly. And be okay doing it, not be struggling. I'm still holding on to my 95 right now because it's just
I'm gonna
hard
tell you,
to let
don't
go.
let it go just yet, girl.
No.
Don't let it go. I do know that my mom just shared with me there's some wonderful people on Facebook. So thank you so much for joining us. For those that are on Facebook as well and watching, we appreciate y'all. Again, you can watch this live anywhere you can want to watch your live streams, which is Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And then they will always be there later to watch at your convenience. So thank y'all so much for joining with us today. But that's the goal, right? Yeah. The goal is to quit your 9 to 5 and to do what you love for the rest of your life. Right. But it is really hard. It's tough.
Yeah. No. So I told my husband, I'm like, he's a truck driver. He's been a truck driver for, oh my God, I don't know, over 20 years. And I'm like, look, if one of us is gonna go first, it's gonna be you. I was like, it's gonna be you. Funny. But yeah, no, it's tough. It's scary. It's scary. And I know a lot of people are like, look, if you don't do it now, you're never gonna do it. It's never the right time, right?
Right. There is never the right time. Yeah. So Kelsey, she's also an entrepreneur. She says facts on what we're talking about. Me, I quit my job 4 years ago, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, y'all. Like, I never have worked harder in my life these last 4 years.
It's like the memes that you see, right? You quit, and then you're like, now you're working from midnight to midnight.
But the funny thing is, Vámonos is my passion. It's my love. But other opportunities are coming my way that because had I not worked doing what I'm doing right now, I would not be having other job opportunities. Yep. So I think it's one of those things. It's kind of like you're pivoting a little bit, and you'd be surprised what you'll pivot into and what you will be guided to some extent. This journey, we don't know where this journey's headed, right? Yeah. The Lord, Lord Jesus knows.
Listen, if you close the door gets closed on you some way, one way or another, it's going to open. I have full faith in that. And my husband's been one to be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I never thought of it that way. I never saw it that way. You're right. And so I'm like, listen, don't ever doubt us women.
we have a lot of faith. We put a lot of faith in us, and we have a lot of faith. The virtual media says, preach. Yes, preach. And I'm one of those people also that if you just don't try, you have to fail. I think that's one of the things as well in working in small business. You have to fail, because if you don't fail,
how are you going to learn?
How are you going to learn?
Exactly.
How are you going to get to that next level? How are you going to figure these things out? So that's why I always say, I always keep everybody on the toes when they watch this show, because I'm always trying out new things. I'm always like recreating the vibes, because this is all about really figuring out what is the best, right? And working with the right people and connecting with the right people. And, as this journey has progressed, I've had so many doors open to some extent that, like you said, if you're going to shut the door on yourself, you have to, you're not going to get anywhere. So it's just one of those things. I think people just have to continue to hear it. And I love that they're hearing it from Latinas. Yeah. Because I think sometimes they think like, it just happens.
Yeah. No, listen. and so I know I was telling you earlier, you're like, so what's your goal? And I'm like, well, hopefully to be like a vendor at the rodeo one day.
Yeah. Manifesting that.
Y'all. Yeah, we will hopefully next year. Yeah. No, but we have a cousin who also has a small business, Orígenes Artes Única.
Shout out.
And she had been at one of the Go Tejano committee, I think it was the rodeo fashion show last year.
Yeah.
And so she told her contact, she's like, hey, my cousin started selling leather bags. Like, can she participate? And she's like, I think we have a spot. And so we opened, that kind of like, it's been like maybe now 2 or 3 different rodeo events, like off, like, what are they called?
Offside or?
Oh my God, to gain money. Oh my God, what is it called?
Oh, like
I told you this was gonna happen.
She told me earlier. She's like, I'm gonna think of a word.
When they raise money, when they're doing
fundraisers.
There we go. There
we go. Fundraising.
Fundraising events. And so one led to another. So yeah, absolutely. Like you do, just by talking to people and getting to know people, just opportunities do come up. They open up.
So one of the things I do remember when I saw you at Las Marameras is that, compared to the energy you're bringing right now, because I feel like you're very like inspired and motivated, probably maybe from the trip, right? And all that, but like I felt like you were a little bit more reserved at Las Marameras.
Oh yeah,
because that was a new space for you, and everything's new. But I love this energy you're bringing.
Thank you.
So I think this is great for the business and for what you're promoting and just the cultural aspect of it. So just giving you kudos, because I've already seen the growth. So, and that's good, because like you said, we don't grow.
Yeah, no, in the past year, I've gotten to know like a lot of, other small vendors, and not small vendors, small businesses, at vendor events. And just the opportunity to get to know everybody, like from last year to now, has been great. And, I want to continue to get to know everyone else as well. I know there's other people that are just now starting to, and they're like, hey, how do you do it? Or how do you get to, be at this event? Or, who do you have to call? Who do you have to reach out to? And so I'll be like, here you go. Here's the, here's the info. And give them,
why not, right? Sharing is caring.
Absolutely. Yeah. The more the merrier.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I always tell people, hey, I can tell you all the tips and tricks, but if you don't do anything with it, it's up to you. Yeah. Like it's up to you in that sense. One of the things though, I also wanted to remind those that are watching or just jumped on with us today, Janet here is with Piel Canela Artisan Leathers, and she's bringing these wonderful artisan bags to us for our live stream your deals. This is an opportunity for small business to come and share their businesses. Not necessarily they have to have a deal, but an opportunity to share that where you can purchase your items. So we can purchase your items in person at?
Yes, in person, either at one of our Painted Tree Boutique locations, which is at Cypress in the Champions location. I don't know. I think it's 5407 Cypress Creek Parkway, if I'm not mistaken, but Google it. And then the other one is going to be at Cinco Ranch. We're super excited. We just started setting that up the week before we left. And so we still have a little bit of work to do, but yeah, super excited about letting everybody know once that's like fully stocked, fully open for you guys to go check out. And if not, we are definitely still participating in markets. Our next one is going to be this Saturday on Navigation, at the Esplanade on Navigation. It's going to be the Frida Love Market,
which we love.
Sony Trends. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. We brought some cool Frida stuff from Guadalajara. So yeah.
Oh, don't tell my mom. She's gonna go. She's gonna go try to check it out, because we love the Freedom Market. We've been to it before. We love Sony Trends as well. We're very familiar with the work that they do in the community with the markets. So that's exciting. So that's this weekend. So you got some new stuff. We're gonna bring all the vibes for that.
Yes,
I love that. Do you have any particular favorite designs? So we've got a couple of different designs here laid out on the table. I really like this brown one.
Yeah,
that's super cute.
So this specifically is the hand tooled, our little hand tooled. Yeah, our little hand tooled bag. You can tell the difference between the hand tooling and what's embossed. Actually, that
this
pink,
one's embossed.
Yeah, that's embossed.
Yeah, I guess maybe also the way it feels too a little bit.
This is super detailed. Yeah, so this is hand tooled. This is fully. You remember I told you earlier. I'll tell you which ones are like fully artisan made. This one's one. This one's it. It's hand. This one is fully handmade. So
I
it's
love
an
this
artisan
it's
made.
Like a little, like it's just a little. Yeah. And you have a little chain.
It has
here.
the strap inside.
It has a strap.
Yep.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah. When we set up at our markets, we like to tell everybody, because you can see it and it doesn't look like it doesn't have anything. But there's a strap inside it. Yeah. There's the strap inside. So yeah, no, we have super good deals, and this is full of everything. All of our products are 100% leather.
Let's put this back.
Absolutely. 100% leather, handmade. And then there's the mini one there, and then I mean, I'm not going to tell you I love them all. I mean, my husband's like, you've got to rep, right, Janet? You've got to like use them whenever you go out.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be the one that was like, oh, babe, I want that new Tory purse, or I want that new Coach purse, or, you know, and now it's like, no, you got tons of purses at home that you can wear.
Yeah, so you can rep one
like,
of these.
Okay, no, so no, I mean, I love them all. I wish I had like all the outfits, all the Western outfits to be able to like take pics with all of them. But
so in the future, you'll be doing maybe more accessories, belts, and that kind of things.
We're hoping to incorporate belts for both men and women. I mean, I although we're showing just purses now, we also have stuff for men. So we do have like men's wallets, we have passport holders, we have knife sheaths, we have leather aprons, which have been a hit. I know as soon as people see them hanging at our tent, they're like, oh man, that looks so cool. And no, they are. I wish I could have shown you guys everything.
Right. We have a full setup. But that's what, go to the markets, y'all. Check her out. Support the local community. We do have a comment. I see Bugacito says, I met Piel Canela at Las Merameras, and she has amazing products. She's an awesome businesswoman.
I did meet her there. Sweet. Yeah. And I see her now at all sorts of other markets, and so happy to have met her.
Yeah, so we do have some French. French is fun. My mom wants us to show the French, so we're gonna do what she said.
Absolutely.
All right. So go ahead with yours.
So this is a new one that we actually just brought back. We didn't have any of these before, but this is kind of like your medium leather bag with cowhide. I know the cowhide's like a super huge thing, but it has your cowhide in the front, the fringe on the sides, and it has the embossed leather in the back. You have the strap that you could wear like as a shorter, like just kind of short, or you can lengthen it to be longer. And the inside is also nothing but leather, and it has a pocket inside. This is super cute and super perfect for
I love this. This is really cute. I haven't really had a chance to look at it. This one's a little bit smaller. This is more like a clutch, it looks like here, and it's got some fringe on the side.
Yeah, so that's like a wristlet. It also has a strap inside though, so you can use it as a crossbody.
So
so that's like our envelope.
There we go.
Yeah,
awesome. Sometimes I'm like, I'm always wanting these little purses, and then I'm like, oh, I've got
I need something
stuff.
bigger.
So
this is perfect because, like, you know, obviously sometimes you can't just like rodeo. Hello.
Yeah,
you don't need something big. Just your card.
Sometimes, or they don't let you. Right, they don't let you bring in really big bags. I don't know what the sizes are for the rodeo right now, but I'll put this back. But love the fringe. We got a couple other ones that have.
Well. These heart ones also have fringe. There's a red, and then there's that turquoise one over there, and it has cowhide here as well. And this is just the detail. Even though it's embossed, the detail is like wonderful. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, this is another option. And we have that other one there. And if you're looking for something just a little simpler, we have that.
Yeah. So if you don't have anything for the rodeo yet, the rodeo is still going on all month, y'all. Yeah. I just realized that. I told my mom, oh, wow, I forgot the rodeo is all month.
Yeah.
It's not 2 weeks, y'all. It's all month. So get some accessories, shop from a local small business here in the Houston area. If you're not able to make it out to the because they do have the vendors there, but that can take some time, right?
Yeah.
They go to the market really quick, go grab something from you, head to the rodeo next.
Yep.
I mean, that's the best. Oh, Pugacita says here, Piel Canela puts her heart in her products and displays. Go find her at the Painted Tree and Markets. Oh, she's over here shouting you out.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody needs a small business bestie like Pugacita right now because she is killing it in the comments.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, we kind of stepped it up a bit on our shelving at the markets. I told my husband, I was like, oh, it's because we've got to do something. I'm always about, obviously you want to call attention to your booth, right?
Right, right.
At the market. So I'm like, what can we do? What can we do? And I was like, babe, let's make a wooden shelf. I want to make it like rustic looking. Let's just burn it. So we got to doing, and I was uploading stories, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so excited to see how it's going to turn out." And then she saw it at one of the markets, and she's like, "That looks great." Yeah. And so it calls attention to people to come into the booth. So.
Yeah, you have to kind of learn those hacks to kind of get people to engage with those. So for those small businesses that are with us today, or that are people who maybe watch this later and say, "Hey, I've always wanted to sell something, right? But I've never know where to start." What is some basic small business advice that you wish you would have known when you started that you could share with other possible inspiring entrepreneurs or inspiring small business vendors that you could do?
Yeah, I will say that I think I've kind of had that entrepreneurial mind, but before even we started this, right? I used to sell cookies. I used to bake. Okay. Yeah, I used to bake and I used to sell cookies, and I'm like, oh, babe, like if I make this, I was like, I can do this on the side, something that I love baking, and my daughter can attest to it. She grew up baking with me, and so we did baking. I did baking of the cookies, and then my husband's like, "Oh, let's start a party business." And so I stopped baking, or I think we started the party business first, and then I did baking. Party business, we used to sell, we used to rent bouncy houses.
Oh, okay.
Los brincolines, and rent tables and chairs. So we used to do that. The kids were a lot smaller back then, so it definitely was more of a me and my husband type of thing. Yeah. And the kids would just kind of pick up the chairs, and throw them in the back of the truck. And so then we stopped doing that because then he had to start working on the weekends, and then I just couldn't do it by myself with the kids. And so we ended up selling that off. And so it's just kind of always been at the back of my mind, our minds on how to, do something, right?
Right.
I think when we did this, research was the one thing. I just started on either Instagram, started following businesses that were similar, or just started seeing what other people were doing. Yeah. And so I think the number one thing was do your research. I think, I'm still learning right now.
Yeah, but no, I think that's a good starting point, right? Because there's so many types of businesses out there, and I think there's more opportunity to see kind of what other people are doing. Yeah. And then kind of be like, oh, well, I want to do that, but I want to do it my way, right? Yeah. Or kind of my flavor, my style. And doing the research, right? Yeah. Always kind of finding that missing gap of where people are driving to, right? Specifically certain types of designs or specific types of colors, or specific types of aesthetics. Everybody has their own vibe, and I think that's important. And never think that your vibe isn't going to be for somebody.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. You are you, right? You make yourself what you want to portray or what you want everybody to see. So if you see that something, looks good on something else or on somebody else, and you don't think you make it yourself, you make it your own. Yeah. And so, our products isn't specified towards just a specific, just because it looks rodeo isn't specifically. If you're not a rodeo person, you're not a Western person, you don't like wearing boots. I've seen girls wear them with tennis shoes. You make it your own, right? You make it your own. So,
and we live in Texas, y'all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anything goes in Texas, to some extent. But we are really excited to be able to share and support the local small businesses here. Again, this is only our second episode, so we do have more small businesses that we'll be sharing in the future. Yeah. But we're trying this out. We're trying to see hey, does this help? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We don't know. But it's just about kind of putting y'all out there and giving y'all that opportunity to step out of the comfort zone and not necessarily be so when we do our other interviews, it's very interviewee, right? But here you have your products. You get to show the person behind these products, because that's a part of it too, right? A lot of people just see, you know, the beautiful bags on the Instagram page, but they don't sometimes see the person behind the brand. So this is an opportunity, right? So I'm so glad you've been able to come and connect with us. But we definitely want to continue to support y'all. So for those that can support you, where can they find you to support you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think, so right now, on Instagram, pielcanela.al24. And it's Piel Canela, the AL is for artisan leather.
Yeah.
And 24 is because we started in 2024.
Yeah.
So pielcanela.al24 is our Instagram handle. Piel Canela Artisan Leather on Facebook. And I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I know I reached out to a couple of people, or not a couple of people, but I think on my Instagram stories, I'm like, hey guys, I need a website. Like, who can you recommend? I still haven't reached out to the couple of people that you guys did let me know about. But yeah, I definitely need to reach out because I need to get that website going.
Yeah. Websites are fun. They're one of the things that I like to encourage small businesses out there that do sell products is that if say, they always say TikTok shuts down, the TikTok shop, the Instagram shop, whatever shuts down, where are you going to sell your products?
Yeah. No, and I've had people saying, hey, you should sell on TikTok shop. And I'm like, oh my God, if y'all only knew how long it takes me to make a TikTok. I tell my daughter, I'm like, can you come over? I need a TikTok made. And she's like, oh my God, Mom.
My goodness.
I'm such a mom.
Well, hey, you're doing a lot. It's understandable. So you have to, you have to go where you're going to put your most effort into.
Yeah.
But the website is definitely a good start. So definitely, I hope you get that going.
Yeah.
Because again, we never know what's going to happen today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Y'all, I have a website. Y'all, I use StreamYard. Shout out. I don't sponsor or anything, but I use StreamYard. There's all these ways to do the things that we're doing and not have to rely just on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. These are just facilitators and tools, right? But you have to have kind of like the main source. You have to have that main source. So definitely encourage you on getting that website. If there's any comments out there or anything, questions that y'all would like to ask Janet, let us know before we close it out here. But we're just so glad to have been able to come on and bring you on and have an opportunity to share your brand. I know it's growing, which I love. I see that. And I just love the fact that you're so, enthralled, I guess, to say to some extent about that this is your brand and that you're gonna make it your own. And
super excited.
When we last saw each other was at the Latina Nutcracker Market annual 2, which was just this last December, and you had some amazing bags there, and I wanted all of them. There was a couple. I was looking at the pictures before the this episode started for this week. I was looking at some of those pictures. Like, did I take pictures of those bags? And I took a few. My mom took a few, and I was like, maybe I should get it. I'm still like,
I think I remember which one you were looking at too.
There was some really nice ones, and I'm just so because I've had so many kinds of bags. Like you said, you've had the nice leather was it brand name bags, right? I've had those, and then I end up having like a backpack, or like a fanny pack or something. I'm like, then I have this nice bag just sitting here doing nothing. I'm like, so I'm not the mom, y'all. I'm not that mom that carries everything. The mom that I have an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, so they don't need the wipes anymore and all the things that, so I'm like, ugh. I do have all my gear though. But
we have backpacks.
Yeah. Oh, oh God. She did tell me that last time. You did tell me that.
Yeah.
Well, as far as our community, what would you also like to share any words of wisdom to our community to kind of like inspire them or motivate them to be able to continue on their journey? You meet a lot of small businesses throughout this journey. And I'm going to tell you, I've met a lot that have also not been able to make it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So any motivation that you would like to send out to them?
Listen, it's I think everybody still has kind of like that struggle, right? Everybody still fights against their own thoughts and worries and, the fears and everything. So I think just throw yourself into it. Yeah, as much as you think that you're like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work out, or I'm scared. Just start small. Start small. If you don't start anywhere, you're not gonna know. So just start small, and then once you start small, you're gonna get to know people. You're gonna get to make those connections, and doors are gonna start to open, and then you're gonna start thinking bigger, and then it just it flourishes from there.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be kind of like my main thing to say.
Yeah, words of motivation, advice. Yeah. No, I love that. You're absolutely right. I think we have to start somewhere. And if we don't start small or don't start at all anywhere, you're never going to know. So I appreciate that. Just as a reminder, y'all can see this episode later after if you missed us today. But again, as a reminder, every second Monday of the month will be a live stream your deals. So if you missed this month, no worries. We'll have another one next month, and we're going to be bringing all types of small businesses. So it'll be some with products, some with services, some with everything. So if you have a small business friend that you think would like to come on and share their story with us, let us know, tag them, let them know, hey, we're out here. This is something that, again, we're starting. It's new. Yeah. This is also pro bono, y'all. Like, this is free. We're working on the back end on some other sponsorship opportunities. So if you also want to be a sponsor, that's also an opportunity. But we are here to bring this to the small business community in a way that, so you don't have to pay a fee, the vendor fee.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean, it's tough, but again, you got to do what you got to do to get your name out there.
Yeah. Well, just as a reminder, also, where can we follow you on your Instagram?
Yes, pielcanela.al24. Right?
Yep, yeah. On Instagram.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's where you follow me.
Yeah. No, well, we appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining us today. Again, let us know how you enjoyed this episode, and please share with our community out there. But y'all, we got to go. Let's vamonos.